most important one. It doesn't matter if she's texting 20 people and you feel special when you're in a relationship with her. So that's all I want to say. You guys already know that. So let's just bring her up.
I'm a dental hygienist. I have been attending Cornerstone for about 15 years. I'm on the leadership board here. I'm also taking the class to become a deacon in the church. I'm usually here every Sunday morning to help, whether it's to open the building up or usher or clean toilets or whatever I'm told to do, I just do it. So, except for, no offense, but let's go with that. Once a month I help out, well, I'm involved in a ministry called Jesus Said Ministries, and we feed the homeless and low income every Saturday morning. They're in downtown Akron. We usually feed between 120 to 140 people. And I'm in charge of getting that first Saturday of the month ready, so I organize all the food and the volunteers and everything to get everybody down there. I tried with the kids here, and I love kids, but it just wasn't in my heart. So when I go down there, it hits me because, as you'll hear from my story, it very well could have been me down there. And I have some family members that have been in the same situation or are in the same situation, and I want somebody to take care of them. So childhood growing up, life was pretty good, no complaints. I had one younger sister, Shelly, and our house was pretty much normal, but we didn't go to church, so I really didn't have God in my life at all. As I went through high school, I was very focused on friends and family, but I had no interest in boys. I was really involved in in sports too, until I turned 18. And then I met Dan. He was the first guy that ever showed me any attention. I was working at McDonald's at the time, and he was living in Youngstown, working as an EMT. We met online. Shortly after we met, I got a job as a dental assistant at Dr. Constance's office right down here in Modular across from the clay oven. He was my childhood dentist, so I met Kim right away. Her sister Kelly came through the drive-thru at McDonald's. And I said, hey, is there any chance he's hiring? And she said yes. So I came straight from the drive-thru window at McDonald's to rob her family ministry. Within like couple days of me asking her if he was hiring, I ended up giving my notice at McDonald's, and I started at Dr. Constance, Dr. After 1 year of dating, Dan decided to get an apartment in Modular, so we wanted to move closer. Neither one of us knew the Lord. We decided to move in together, and as we were doing life together, we had little fights, but nothing serious. When I was 20, we got married right here in this church. The wedding was standing room only, and I'm pretty sure people just came to see me in a dress. We decided to buy my grandparents' house in myself. So I would go to mom and dad's house, and he hated that I wouldn't stay home by myself. At one point in time, I remember him telling me that we're married and you need to be in this house even if I'm not here. And I just, yeah. So it didn't really stop me because I still went to mom and dad's, but it did. It caused a huge problem with our marriage. So he was very controlling. I didn't see it at the time, but he was. He would make me feel really, really guilty, even if I spent time with my family or friends, not even anybody else, just family or friends. He got so jealous. And I would feel guilty every time I did anything without him, because I was just wondering when the next time I was going to get yelled at and he would be mad at me for doing something. So I just couldn't get over that guilt. So a lot of times, just to keep the peace between him and I just backed out of stuff. I just didn't go because I didn't want to be there, because I didn't want him to yell at me afterwards. We continued to fight more and more, but then things would get better for a while. So we eventually decided to sell our house in Mario and move to Youngstown. Thinking that would help our relationship, I agreed, and I left my family, which those of you who know me know my family and friends are everything to me. I left my family and my job that I loved, and I found a dental assisting job out in Boardman, where I was, while I was there. I still came back to visit almost every weekend, and I would still worry because he would still be mad at me because I would come back to visit every weekend. But something changed. He started encouraging me to go home every weekend and visit more. So I wasn't around my family enough, so he kept telling me to go. So a year after living down in Youngstown, I was doing laundry one day and came downstairs, and he had told me that a nurse from the hospital had asked him to go to breakfast with him one day. And I looked at him and I just said, well, what did you say? And he said, well, I told her I was married. And that was it, end of conversation. Like, okay, that's fine, I trust you, you're married, that's it. Well, moving on, Thanksgiving, we hadn't been getting along very well, and I came to Mago for Thanksgiving dinner at my grandma's, and he was supposed to come up and meet me that day. He never came. That next day, my parents had left to go deer hunting down in southern Ohio, and so my sister Shelly and I were at home. I had waited all day for him to call me because he was supposed to just come and talk and tell me what was going on, but I never heard from him. I went to bed not knowing that night that Shelly had been in her room on the computer all night talking to him, and he admitted to her that he had met someone. Saturday morning, I got up, took Shelly breakfast, just like everything was normal. At that time, she was working right over here at Bowers, and she never said a word to me. I then went down to visit my grandma, and while I was there, she had told me that my parents were going to come back home. She heard. And they gave me some excuse, like my mom's back was hurting and she couldn't stay in southern Ohio. So in the meantime, Shelly called and told them that Dan had told Dan told her that he had found someone, and that she told him he needed to come and tell me face to face. She wasn't going to tell me. In the meantime, when Shelly found that out, she immediately calls mom and dad and says, you need to get back here because Megan I'm not going to be here by myself. So I waited all day for him to call, never called. When he finally did that night, he told me over the phone that he had found somebody else and didn't want to be married anymore. I was devastated. I remember flinging the phone across the room. I was devastated. My life as I knew it was over. I lost my husband, my house, my job. The rejection I went through just crushed me. I felt like a failure, and I blamed myself for a lot of the failed marriage. After the divorce, I moved back home with my parents. Dr. Constant had given me my job back as a dental assistant, so I was back home in Margaret and back at his office for the second time. I was sad and depressed, and I was trying to show people that I was doing great, but I was a mess inside. So my family and friends were amazing, but they didn't understand what I was going through because they'd never been through it personally. So my Aunt Brenda and Uncle Eddie had been going to Cornerstone and kept inviting me, but I was not the least bit interested. Finally, one day, Brenda recommended that I check out a class at Cornerstone was one of the best things I could have done. It connected me with other people going through the same things, and it helped me so much. It helped me so much that I took the class twice. And I'd probably take it again. So, sometime in between, I couldn't remember exactly, but sometime in between my divorce and the divorce care classes that I was taking, I was invited over to my cousin Kristen's house, who doesn't go to Cornerstone, and I rarely even see her, but every once in a while she would come in and check up on me, and she invited me over to watch the Ohio State game. And I'll never forget that day because her and I ended up in our dining room talking about life instead, not paying one bit of attention to the game. She ended up introducing me to Jesus that day. That day, I accepted Christ as my personal Savior. I started going to church on Sunday mornings, basically just filling a seat, was never really involved. I did start taking a class called Starting Point, where I met a lot of awesome people. For years, I would participate on and off in functions, but I would never fully commit myself. I started getting more committed to volunteering after I went to a Women of Faith conference in Columbus. I really enjoyed it. I loved it so much that I ended up getting on the committee to help plan the next trip. After that, I dove right in. I was meeting amazing women who were encouraging me and inspiring me so much. At this same time, I decided that this would be the perfect time to better myself and go back to school for dental hygiene. Well, unfortunately, Dr. Constant couldn't work around my school schedule, so I had to quit his office again. So at that point, I decided to get a job at American Dental Centers up at Chapel Hill. And I'll never forget it because my boss, Chris, who was one of my BFFs, she said she gives me a hard time because she thought I was a patient when I walked in. Chris, I walked in with braces on, curly, crazy hair, and giving her my whole life story about how I had been through a divorce and I needed a job. And she still hired me. But anyway, after I got the job at American Dental Centers and going through dental hygiene school, I started doing everything I could just to make money and pay bills. So I was house sitting, babysitting, dog sitting, watering flowers, just to get through school, whatever I had to do. 2005, I started having a lot of stomach pain and ended up in the hospital. After many tests, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is basically, it's a chronic inflammatory bowel disease that affects the lining of the digestive tract. The doctors started me on a medication that kept it under control. I was also taking 16 pills a day. And for somebody who had to chew Excedrin as a kid to swallow, taking 16 pills a day got me over my fear of swallowing pills. But for 6 years, everything was fine. Everything was under control. I moved out of my parents' house and I rented an apartment. At that time, my grandma Adorni had been sick and in the hospital. And during that time, I decided to get out of my apartment and move in with her and my grandpa to help him take care of her. Well, unfortunately, she never came home from the hospital. She passed away July 30th of 2010. I felt like I still needed to move in with my grandpa for a while, so after a year of living with him, I decided to rent a condo over in Springfield from a close friend. This condo was for sale, so I agreed that I would live there until it sold. So of course, 1 month after I moved in, they got an offer. So, and I loved it. So it was like, maybe I should try to buy it on my own. So I decided, I ended up buying it. I closed on January 4th, 2012. On January 16th, my birthday, I ended up in the hospital and was admitted for 11 days. I was in a severe flare-up with Crohn's disease. I ended up having to have 2 blood transfusions that time too. I mean, I didn't realize how sick I was. But anyway, I was told that I would need surgery to remove the bad part of my intestine. I was too weak though, so they sent me home back in March start, so I filed bankruptcy. That was the worst thing I've ever done other than my divorce. I was so embarrassed, I was sad, I felt like such a failure once again in my life. My parents did not raise me like this. Multiple times after the bankruptcy, my health continued to decline. I have been in the ER 3 years in a row now on my birthday. After my surgery, my stomach was worse. I had no control over when I needed to use the restroom. There were times, many times, that friends would want me to go to dinner with them and I would meet them separate. I didn't want to drive with them. I can tell you that more than a handful of times I didn't make it home to the bathroom. I was humiliated each time this happened. My mom had even suggested at one point that she get a red light and siren to put on my covered car. I was a complete mess. I eventually started isolating myself. I was afraid to go anywhere. I saw doctor after doctor and nobody could help me. They just kept giving me medications to try. I had to accept the fact that this was just going to be my new way of life. So here I was, sick, depressed, lonely, unhealthy eating habits, drowning in debt. Hearing that Dan had gotten remarried and had a family, seeing other friends with their happy families, I started thinking that if I'm living right and have Jesus, what did I do to deserve this? I was at my rock bottom. However, through all of this, even very frustrated, I felt myself becoming closer to Jesus. During that time, I started tithing the full 10% of any money coming in back to God. When I was healthy enough, I got more involved in church functions. I realized I was never alone in all of this. For the 3 months that I was off work, not once was a bill late or not paid, or was my refrigerator empty. God placed people in my life, family and friends, mainly from the church, to take care of my every need. I remember on Christmas Eve one year opening up a card from an anonymous church family, a bunch of people from the church, that had over $800 in it. Other friends and family were constantly giving me money left and right. And my dad and my uncle sold a junk car at the garage and gave me the money for that. And for any of you who know the Adorni men, they don't part with money. It meant the world to me that I had so much help, but at the same time, I really still had a hard time accepting all the help I was getting. December 2015, I broke down to my Aunt Brenda and I told her I was so stressed mentally and financially. I couldn't pay over $1,000 a month for a condo I loved dearly, but just was never at. She then suggested that I think about selling my condo and renting her finished basement to try to get caught up on some medical bills and that were continuing to come in. So I decided to sell the condo that I loved, realizing that it just wasn't a good choice for me to stay there at that time. This is when I met Deanna. During that time, the sale was a disaster. It definitely was a test of friendship. I had to do a short sale because I owed more on the condo than what it was worth, which is another thing to the credit. So I just figured once I was at a certain point, whatever, I can put it on the tab. But they told me that in order to go through with the short sale, I needed to stop making mortgage payments. And so I stopped those, even though I didn't feel like it was right to do, and to continue to pay utilities on those. So I had moved into Aunt Brenda and Uncle Eddie's, and I was still going over to check on the condo once a week. And at one point, I stopped to check, and the bank had changed the locks on me. I couldn't get in the condo, even though it was my condo. I couldn't get in. So I called Deanna and I said, "Have you heard anything?" And she said, "No, why?" I said, "Well, I'm locked out. They changed the locks." So anyway, once she got the code again, I found out that the winterizing company that they sent over to winterize it and check it, they tore up a bunch of stuff inside too, which was another thing, because we had a buyer, but the buyer was like, "I don't want to buy this place before you fix your front door. It's dented in and there's water everywhere." So it was a nightmare. Let's see here. I felt like I was being tested by God so much. I just kept thinking, when is this all going to doctor prayed with me and sat in the room with me forever, and this doctor is here today too. Which I give a lot of credit because it's just amazing how God puts people in your life. So anyway, I was extremely negative about my self-image. I'm pretty sure every friend that was around me and family member hated me because every time I turned around I was talking very bad about myself. I was in a real battle physically, spiritually, and mentally. I started walking over 10 miles a day. With Tammy over there. Eating better, working out. I lost 100 pounds. However, I was killing myself walking so much. So I ended up needing surgery on my heel from walking so much. I remember at one time we were going up to the gorge walking, and I had a boot on my foot. We were climbing through the difficult paths with a boot on my foot. I was not going to give up. So anyway, after the surgery, of course, more medical bills started coming in. So with more bills, work became extremely stressful for me, but I felt trapped. I couldn't quit. I started praying, God, something has to change. Not long after that, I decided to go part-time in American Dental Centers and start subbing in different offices, which was very hard for me because I love my American Dental Center family too. In May of 2016, I was introduced to Dr. Marilyn Matusik through my mentor and friend, Kim Wiley. I started subbing for her office on and off during the time that I was, during that time American Dental Centers was bought out. And things started changing quickly around there, so I just didn't feel it was in my best interest to stay. So once again, I hit my knees and prayed consistently. God, you have got to open more doors for me. It was just becoming more stressful, which wasn't good on God. So December 2016, my life was about to change completely. Dr. Marilyn had offered me a permanent position 2 days a week at her office, and within 2 weeks of her, Dr. Constant called me. Now this office, I've already worked at before. He clearly knew my history. He had been texting me in and out of the hospital. He knew I was sick, but yet he still took a chance and hired me back for the third time. God opened my eyes during that time. Definitely. So, around the same time, my health still wasn't good. I had gained 60 pounds of the 100 I lost back. In May of 2017, I had some cousins that had recommended that I see a doctor that runs a weight loss program in North Canton called G.Hayberg. When I decided to meet with Dr. Brian, I explained to him my history of Crohn's disease and my multiple trips in and out of the hospital. He informed me that the program teaches you how to get rid of inflammation in the body along with weight loss. With healing my stomach being my first priority, I decided to start the program. After 1 year of changing my eating habits alone, my life has forever changed. My stomach has been 150% better. I've been in remission from Crohn's for 2.5 years now. I got a couple stories that I'd like to share. This first story, both parents are here, and I'm pretty sure they don't know about it. This is about 8 years ago, so it's over, don't worry. But they decided, I met a guy online, and they decided to go away for the weekend. And it was like December, they must have been hunting again, because that's all they do is hunt. So I tell this guy, well, you can come over. And he says, okay. So he comes over, and it's like early December, -20 degrees out. He pulls up in his beat up truck with an antenna that's touching the sky. He gets out of the truck, and he has cut off sweatpants on, slippers, and no shirt. He comes in the house, we sit on the couch and start talking, and I look down, and he has both nipples pierced. I said, yeah, I'm not thinking this is a good idea. So, in the meantime, after he leaves, we just chit-chatted and he left. And mind you, the guy only came up to here. I have all these concerned friends saying, why in God's name would you invite him over to your house and nobody's home? And I'm saying, I'm pretty sure that I could have took him. His antenna was taller than he was. That was story number one. Number two, I decided to meet a guy at the park. I met online. His profile, all it said was in the title, 90K. So I'm thinking, well, this guy makes some good money. He pulls up in a beat up Chevy Luna. Probably saving money, but anyway, he gets out of the car and he goes and he sits down at the picnic table. And he has a hat on, and he takes his hat off, and his hair is just sticking. It's everywhere. I'm looking, and I'm not saying anything. I'm like, okay, you can brush it, whatever. So he's talking to me, and as he's talking to me, he's telling me that he was shot. He was in the Army out of school, he got shot. And as he's telling me this, he's doing this. And I said, do you want to see my scar? I said, and then the very next word out of his mouth is, he's telling me that he's got water on the knee and wants me to feel the guy's knee. So once again, I said no. I have a friend that's in an argument with her husband right now. I need to leave and for her, I'm sorry. Where were you at 15 years ago? Anyway, my last one, which probably is going to be the craziest one. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of you here, and for those of you on Facebook, you cannot say a word because I'm still friends with this guy on Facebook. But this was years ago. We had met, I actually went to high school with him. And we met at this little basement bar in Margor, and we were playing darts, having a fun time. He was drinking, I wasn't. We had a great time. The next day, he calls me and says, hey, I'm over at Wayne Warehouse watching football. Do you want to come over and watch with me? And I said, absolutely. Go over there, and I said, well, hey, I happen to be dog sitting at the time. Why don't you come out to this place I'm dog sitting at her house? And he says, well, okay. So he gets out to this girl's house, and this girl's a single girl, so she's got wine everywhere. So again, I had my sister, I was sick, I'm not a drinker. So he gets in and wipes out 2 bottles of her wine. And we have this Wii, the Wii board, to play like video games. And he looks at me and he says to me, you know, I like to Wii Hulu. And I said, okay. And he says to me, sure the neighbors are probably Number two, my brother-in-law would not be very proud of me. So, needless to say, when he figured out, he couldn't understand why the weed wouldn't work. So, I feel kind of guilty now looking back that I let him drive home after that, but he needed to get out of the house. So those were my 3 stories. I could keep on going, but those were the top ones. But please don't say anything about me. And just on a side note, I was telling some friends of mine about it, and at the time I was in the condo, and 2 of my great friends left around midnight or so, and I get up the next morning, and typically on Sunday I would go to the Portage Lake service at 9 o'clock. Well, that Sunday I decided to go to the 10:30. So I pull out, and something catches the corner of my eye, and I look, and yeah, these great friends of mine left a hula hoop with a pair of Superman underwear. And I'm the only one that's like 30 years old in this condo association, so there's a ton of like 90-year-olds walking their dogs. Anyway, come here. So I'm not really sure if all of you know, but this is my nephew. This is Trevor. Hey, Trevor. This is my buddy. He's been praying for an uncle for me for the past year. For him for the past year. He's been going around the church on Sunday mornings, asking men if they would date his aunt. I said, the problem with that is these men are probably old enough to be my grandpa. And they're married. I said, you gotta stop that. But one day last summer, my mom and Trevor and I were sitting over at Shelley and Gordon's house on the couch, and Trevor kicked me. He said, hey, you like to kayak, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, and you like to work out? And I said, yeah, but you don't like to cook. I said, Trevor, where's this going? He said, well, there's this site. It's called Match. I said, do you understand that those sites cost money? And he said, well, yeah, that's where you come in. So, I told him, I said, I told him, I said, he said, well, I need an uncle with some cousins. And I said, well, I'm telling you right now, unless that uncle comes with cousins, you're not getting it. Yeah. But I told Trevor, I said, it's all in God's hands, and if I'm meant to have somebody in my life, I just pray God will send it. I said, but until then, I said, you're my main. You're right, okay? And he said, yeah, Megan, that's why I need to find you. I'm at a point in my life where my health is good, much better. Finances are getting there. Work is amazing, and I'm putting my whole heart into serving God and His people. So either way, I'm not desperate. If it works out, that's fine. If not, so in January, I had taken a singles Bible study with Joey Quillen, and I just had it in my head. You know what? If I'm meant to have somebody, they'll find me. I already know heaven, but I don't need to be on these sites anymore. So I got off in January. In May, I decided to get back on. Strictly for entertainment purposes only. And this guy messages me. His name is Christian Bill. Perfect. So I talked to him for a few days, and I just kept praying that, you know what, if there's any reason that this guy, I shouldn't be talking to this guy, God, please send me some red flags. Just do it. Well, the very next day, I got on the site, and Christian Bill was nowhere to be found. He was gone. All the emails, everything was gone. Tito's on 224. He opened the door for me and asked me before we ate if it was okay if he said grace.
What?
Okay.